Hello, good evening, Madam Farah Binti alias. I'm Jayasudha Subramaniam. First of all, I'm sorry for my voice because I'm having flu. Okay, today I'm gonna present about our assignment uh, of principle of finance, which is analysis of financial statements. So I would like to introduce my teammate. Uh, as This is my teammate, No Diana Binti Zulkifli, Parminderjit Kaur, and Vivian Jain. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to introduction. So first of all, as for this assignment, we have chosen two company from a similar industry, food industry, especially, which is Kawan Food Berhad and Brahim's Holding Berhad. And this is the introduction. So as you can see here, Kawan Food Berhad is Malaysia's largest Asian food, frozen food manufactured and a world premier in auto production of especially paratha and chapati. The group markets its products under five brands, uh, which is Kawan, um, KG Pastry, Wheat, Passion Bake, and Aman, where Kawan remains the big key brand. So its signature product of frozen paratha chapati is the major contributor for the sales, which is 60%, over 200 million. The man behind this successful is Ganthiam Chai, who started the business in late 1970s by supplying traditional and homemade pastry products like kue bakul and kue popia, like a spring roll pastry, to local groceries and supermarkets. Okay, the second company is Brahim's Holding Berhad, is a Malaysia's based Invest Holding company which deals in the business of in-flight catering services, restaurant services, warehousing, logistic, sugar refinery, and other related business. The company operates in four segments, namely flight catering, cabin handling, which operates under Brahim Airline Catering Holdings, Sandian Berhad, and Brahim's Airline Catering Sanjan Berhad Company. Food and beverages are operated under Cafe Berbera, Sandian Berhad. Devina Host Sandian Berhad Company is under warehousing and logistic, operates under the Tamadam Industry and Sandian Berhad. Upstream Sugar Refinery, which operated under Admuda Sandian Berhad, and other related segment, which is transportation services and insurance agency, operated under Tamadam Crest Sandian Berhad. So Tamadam's marketing Sandian Berhad and Brahim's trading Berhad. So this is the main industry, which is the substantial part of a revenue and investment holding segment, which deals in provision of management and services. Brahim Food Services Sandian Berhad, formerly known as Brahim Sat Sandian Berhad, is the principal in-flight services provided at both the Kuala Lumpur International Airport. Brahim Food Service currently serves 36 international airlines, and it is the one of the main vendors to Mars, the national carrier, while other clients include Air Asia, Etihad, Cathay Pacific, China Airlines, all included in this. So as you can see, Brahim's is the mostly into serving in flight foods, and also ready to cook foods in their industry. So I would like to talk about the SWOT analysis of Kawan Food Berhad. As you can see, we have many, but I have choose just 3 points in every analysis that we made. As you can see, the strength of Kawan is training and development, highly skilled collaborators, and high brand equity. As you can see, the weakness are lack of clear differentiation of Kawan food products, high operating costs, so slow to harness new channels of communication, and the opportunities are better consumer reach, redefining models of collaboration and team, manufacturing automation, and threats are environmental challenges, high dependence on third party suppliers, and learning curve for new practices. And these are the SWOT analysis for Brahim's old holding Berhad. So the strengths are strong brand recognition, market leadership position, and diverse revenue models. And the weakness are high cost of replacing existing expert, loyalty among suppliers is low, and high turnover of employees. The opportunities are lower inflation rate, customer preference are fast changing, increasing government regulations, and threats are distrust of institution, competitive pressures, and changes of demographic situation in our country. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, a very good evening to Madam Farah. My name is Paraminda. I'll be presenting on trend analysis for Kawan Food Berhad. So first, we'll be looking at liquidity ratio. So according to the bar chart here, the company's year 2020 current ratio was 2.90 and 3.75 for year 2021. And for quick ratio, for year 2020, it showed 2.35 and 3.1 for year 2021. This both type of ratio, quick and current ratio, showed better in year 2021, which demonstrates how the company actually managed and improved more effectively from time to time. So next, we'll be looking at asset management ratio. Asset management ratio includes inventory turnover, total asset turnover, average collection period, receivable collection period. So now, according to this bar chart, the turnover ratio is 5.1 and 4.93 for year 2020 and year 2021. The ratio of the average collection period to total asset turnover is 0.61, and the ratio of the average collection period to receivable turnover is 5.14, and the ratio itself is 0.81. Compared to year 2020, the average collection period was longer in year 2021. The business was doing well in year 2020, but the ratio in year 2021 showed that things got difficult for Kawan Food Berhad in year 2021, and the performance was actually not very good for that year. Next, we'll be looking at profitability ratio. So this profitability ratio bar chart shows that the gross profit margin for year 2020 and 2021 was 39.65 and 35.96 respectively. For operating margin was between 12.69 and 14.42, and for net profit margin it showed between 10.90 and 12.69, and for return on asset it showed between 6.63 and 7.31, and for return on equity it was between 7.80 and 8.16. This we can see from here that the gross profit margin for year 2020 was higher than the gross profit margin in year 2021, which shows that the organization was actually struggling a bit in the business. But however, in year 2021, other ratio programs actually were shown, like the result was more impressive on the ratio. So this shows that the business Kawan Food Berhad did manage properly their circumstances that occurred in year 2020. So next, we'll be looking at leverage ratio. So according to the bar graph, the leverage ratio for year 2020 was the debt ratio for year 2020 is 7.80 and 15.16 for the year 2021. And for the time interest earned, it showed 41.20 for year 2020 and 59.38 for year 2021. A higher ratio indicates that the company did face a bit of difficulty in managing their debt in year 2020 while handling it carefully in year 2021. However, the time interest earned was more in year 2020 and less in year 2021, which actually shows their careful planning that they did to manage their debt. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Hello, madam, and good evening, everyone. My name is Vivian Jain. So my part, I will continue for the trend series analysis for Brahim Holdings Berhad company. So the liquidity ratios shows both current ratios and quick ratios, and we assume that this company having a difficult time for 2021 because they are having decreasing in their current asset and increasing in their current ability. And if we are referring back to the financial statement positions, stated here they are decreasing in the current asset amounting 4,881 ringgit, and then increasing in current liability by 22,220 ringgit compared to the previous year 2020. Even though the closing inventory are decreasing compared to the previous year 2020, but it doesn't affect the performance of the company quick ratio because the company has less in value of the current asset, especially in the cash and the short-term deposit. So for the asset management ratio for inventory turnover, we can see here for the year 2020, the company had a better performance compared to the current year because the company have the power to roll over the inventory 16.03 times compared to the year 2021. Move to the total asset turnover. As we can see here also, for year 2020, the company shows a better performance in compared to 2021 because the sale of the company are highest by 1.1 times in total. And then for the average collection period, Brahim company shows a good average collection period in 2020 compared to 2021 because the company can collect 73 days faster compared to the current year. For the receivable turnover, in year 2020, the company shows an efficient situation compared with the current year 2021. Because the year 2020, the company generated more sales amounting 82,389 ringgit compared with the current year 2021 amounting 33,572 ringgit, and the company can maintain a smaller amount of account trade is receivable in the year. So move forward to the next slide, which is the profitability ratio. Here we have 5 types, which are return on equity, return on asset, net profit margin, operating profit margin, and gross profit margin. So based on the gross profit margin, the year 2021 shows that better ratios compared with the previous year 2020 because every 1 ringgit revenue received, 23 retained and 77 is attributed to the cost of the goods sold. For the years 2021, the company shows the good operation management cost compared to the year 2020 because the company able to reduce the operations loss by 170,366 ringgit compared with the year 2020. And then based on the net profit margin ratio, year 2021 show the conditions in the company because the company can reduce the loss from the previous year 2020 with the amount of 190 ringgit, 635 ringgit, even though the company has less sale value in that year. For the return on asset, the company shows the good progress in the year 2021 compared with the year 2020 because the company losses in year 2020 has been reduced by 190,635 ringgit in year 2021, and the management had utilized the total asset for the company growth. In the year 2021, the company shows good conditions in return of equity because the company are able to reduce by 71.78% loss in return on equity. When the company able to reduce the loss, it shows that the company has ability to give the investor their return in the future. This is because the company can move out from the loss positions in the future year. And based on the debt ratio, the company shows progress better in year 21 because the company shows the progress in their debt management, increase amounting by 167,830 ringgit in year 2021, but the company used their debt for purchase the company asset because the company asset in the current year 2021 is increasing. This asset will help the company to grow bigger in the future. So last but not least, it's the time interest earned. And for the year 2021, the company shows the improvement in the time interest earned because the company shows the increasing in the ability to pay the interest by 28.26 times compared the previous year 2020. The situation happened when the company has reduced the loss in the year 2021. So for the conclusions, we decide that the company have better growth in the year 2021 because the management is able to manage their company to achieve a small gap of losses from previous year 2020. This statement can be supported by the company profitability and leverage ratio result in the acceptable position compared to year 2020. Even though the liquidations and asset management ratio give the different result, but the figure of the ratio between the years and year 20 and 21 just has a small difference. That's all from me. I pass the next slide to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello everybody. My name is Nurdiana binti Zulkifli. Now I will go through cross-section analysis for the year ended 2021 for company Kawan Food Berhad and Brahim Holding Berhad. For the first type of ratio, I will go through liquidity ratio. In this ratio, we have current ratio and quick ratio. Kawan Food Berhad show the good calculation in this ratio for the both type of ratio. This result the ability in their pay short-term debt 3.64 times more compared Brahim Holding Berhad. For the second type of ratio, I will go through asset management ratio. For the receivable turnover period, Kawan Food Berhad show 1.21 times faster in the circle to collect their credit sales. For the average of collection period, Kawan Food Berhad show the company ability to collect the debt 30 days faster compared with Brahim. When this situation happen, Kawan have enough cash for meet their financial obligation. For the asset turnover ratio, Kawan Food Berhad show the company more efficient in generating revenue from its total asset compared Brahim Holding. For the inventory turnover ratio, Brahim is able to make the inventory turnover 6.17 times faster compared with Kawan Food Berhad. This statement can be proved by the closing inventory figure of Brahim is small compared with the Kawan Food Berhad. Now we move to profitability ratio. In the gross profit margin, Kawan Food Berhad show the better position compared with the Brahim. This is because in every RM1 revenue that company get, the company will keep 0.36 ringgit in return earning and 0.64 ringgit in attribute to the cost of goods sold. For the operating profit margin, Kawan show the good condition with positive value compared with the Brahim. This show Kawan have a better in managing their operating activity. In the profit margin ratio, Kawan show the good condition compared with Brahim. With this ratio will help the investor to know whether the company is able to managing its operating costs and the overhead costs. When they can manage the cost, the investor will feel more better because they know that the company can give them benefit. For the return on asset, Kawan Food Berhad show efficiency compared with the Brahim. This is because Kawan can generate more income by utilize the total asset in company 31.56% compared with Brahim. In the return on equity, Kawan also give a good condition ratio compared with Brahim. So the investor can get their dividend that in that year compared with Brahim company. Now we go to the last type of ratio. The ratio is leverage ratio. For this ratio, Kawan show their ability in managing their debt compared with the Brahim. This statement can be proved with the asset figure is greater than the liabilities figure in the company. So the company has a strong ability to pay their debt. For the time interest earned, Kawan Food Berhad show 63.74 times more ability to pay their interest on time compared with Brahim. When the company have the ability to pay the debt, that means company have a good condition. For the conclusion, when we go through with all the ratio analysis in the year ended 2021, we can conclude that Kawan Food Berhad is the best company for investor to invest. This is because they will give return to the investor on time. Thanks and have a good day.